All right, guys. We are here with the grand finals of the Wardi TV Summer Championship. Shout out to, of course, Wardi for hosting this tournament and sharing those replays with his subscribers like myself. Up in the top left, we've got Reynor coming in from the upper bracket, and so he does get a 1-0 advantage in this best of 7 since he has not lost a single series all tournament, where his opponent did drop a series to Max Packs, I believe, in the upper bracket. In the bottom right, we've got Shopify Rebellion, Byun. Byun, an absolute monster recently. He's looking really bloody solid. Does struggle to bring it to land, but this is an online tournament, and that's why I'm actually worried for Reynor, because Reynor's been mixing up his practice. Zerg, Protoss. He's been traveling a lot. He's Reynor, so he's always partying as well, right? He's always out there being a young 20-year-old, having fun. Hanging out with the ladies, no doubt, and you know, having some drinks and all the rest of it. But Byun's been grinding really hard. He's going command center first, which is really big in the TVZ meta in Korea right now, and especially to CC first into 2-1-1 into a double barracks build can be really effective. You can hit a very crisp double medevac timing off of this. But you don't have to. You could do a 3-Rex. You can go Hellion Banshee. I mean, it's just, you can get an insanely fast low command. It's just an economic opening. And a lot of players moving away from trying to Reaper pressure. And I think Reynor's a big reason for that. I mean, he just got better defense than anybody else out. And people have realized, like, screw this, man. We're not getting ahead off our Reaper Hellion aggression anymore. More consistently, Reynor's blocking us. He's ahead going into the mid game. So we're going to change it up. These Zerg players, man. We're just going to try and match their greed. Now, of course, several $1,000s on the line for this championship. It's pretty big as far as the online tournaments go. And definitely something where we're going to see Reynor's A-game. But you know what? 2 workers on each gas. That's interesting. I think we see Tech Lab Reactor, which you need 75 gas for, and then a factory. But I think he needs to saturate these gases as well, right? Double orbitals on the way, Tech Lab Reactor. And when do we put back on gas? Maybe he just rallies into those gases. Interesting. Very much an optimized build order, beyond figuring out exactly how much money he needs for every little bit. Now, Raynor went and built 4 Zerglings, and upon seeing no Reaper at this point, you got to feel a little annoyed, because those Zerglings don't really serve a function. You could have been 2 drones higher. A lot of players, when they're playing against Maru's so greedy recently. And he never builds Reaper as well, same as Byun here, right? And a lot of players are like, oh, you're not going to build that? Okay. And what do we see consistently is players don't build any Zerglings at the start versus him. So definitely something to keep your eyes out for. Command Center goes up on the high ground. So this is interesting. It's 2 barracks, Command Center, and Factory. Oh my god, what a delicious build. Yeah, this is still a pretty tight build. So it's a 3cc 2-1-1. Does miss one SCV for a second there, but otherwise stims on the way, lots of marine production, and 3 workers back on gas already here for Reynor. So he wants to just make sure he does keep that gas coming in to allow him to get double upgrades pretty early. I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to rush the double upgrades. However, if he's afraid of his opponent at all, he will go for the quick lair Baneling Nest, and that allows him to get the quick Bane speed, which shuts down 2 base timings. He has no information except that it was Command Center first. But it's Byun, so he's assuming 2-1-1, and he's going to go for a quick Carapace build, which is the best way to deal with this. If you can get an early Carapace, it really helps your Queens. They get 2 armor, so the Marines are only doing 4 damage in attack. Your Zerglings become a bit tankier, as do your drones. So it really allows you to do very well against the 2-1-1 opening, the 2 barracks, 1 factory, 1 starport, which of course eventuates in that 16 Marine drop. Carapace starting up there at 4 minutes and 15 seconds. 43 workers to 37 in favor of the Zerg player. 3rd orbital's already making though. And I guess I think 5:45. There should be 2 medevacs flying across the map with Marines to get the pressure started. So far, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 active creep tumors out front, as well as a 7th one in the main base. And he probably wants to save a little bit of energy now. He's already got creep tumors active on every lane of the map, every path. And you want to make sure you have transfuse ready for when the pressure comes. So far, he's only got 1 available. But if he doesn't drop any more tumors, in about 30 seconds time, he'll have at least 5 transfuses available. Marines moving out to the watchtower. The medevacs will boost forward, no doubt, and try to help him out there. Raynor abandons the watchtower, seeing those dudes coming. He's building a baneling nest, a lair, lots of zerglings. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him try and sneak a 4th base out the moment he pushes this back. Already getting 1 tumor is Byun. I like the way he gets this going even before the medevacs are there. Byun. Oh, man. That's a brave move for Reynor. Doesn't have Carapace. I don't think this is a good move for Reynor at all. But is it? Oh, more Marines join up at the front. So actually, there's way more than 16 Marines. Oh, Queen's off creep. Okay, Lings come forward. Oh, man. Oh, man. Reynor, don't chase. Don't chase. He's got to pull back on creep. He baits the stim out. Overall, 37 Zerglings for 8 Marines. That kind of seems terrible. But he does slow the pressure down, and he's maintaining position, which allows his creep to go forward. So, you know, cost for cost, that's bad. But you got to remember, he's now able to spread creep even further. Whereas if he gets pushed back, he's giving up a lot of map control. So Reynor takes a bad trade in order to get that out. He's adding more drones. Bane speed has started. Carapace is about to finish. The bio still gathering on the north. Remember, there's a 3rd command center landed. It's dead even on workers. So I'd say this feels pretty good for Byun in this game. He's got a tank on the high ground covering that 3rd for the most part. Marine on the watchtower as well, but Reynor, look at that creep in the middle. I mean, this is so annoying. Byun moves south and is like, seriously? It's already this far? Oh my god, he's got to be disgusted by that. He's going to stim back to the north. That's an odd call. Okay, the creep, that's why. He sees the tumors there. He says, hey, I don't even need to scan to get rid of that. Awesome. He's trying to deny the creep without scanning. That's interesting. He's trying to get like the most efficient denial on this creep. He will have to scan in a moment. He's got 50 energy. Bloop. Wants to place that scan here to optimal. Get as many of those tumors as possible. If it was up just a little bit further to the left, he could have got 2 more. Oh, Baneling drop. Wow. Okay, guys, we've got speed. Baneling drop coming in. Only a 3 worker advantage for the Zerg. Never feels good. But now that the 4th is established and the creep is insane on the north of the map, even though he lost a bit of creep control in the bottom, I think this is still really good. And notice he's not going to send the Bane drop in until Byun is distracted. Now, he might send it in now while he's fighting. Oh, Queen's pulling back. I don't think it's a big enough distraction. Reynor's like, yeah, this is only going to be a skirmish. Yeah, you kill a queen. I respread some creep. Whatever. Oh, no, he's going for it now. He's going for it now. I think Byun should notice, though. Byun, eyes open, buddy. Notice how the Ling Bane chases him. Gets the Marines there. He did notice the Baneling drop, but that allowed the Banelings to clear up the Marines that were being very greedy and dropping right there. And now the Overlord can threaten 2 bases from this one position. Great move here from Reynor. Just absolutely beautiful. 4th base in the far top. Gas goes down there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gases are on the way. Infestation pit. Guys, Ling Bane, straight infestation. Probably up to lurkers, but he could play to ultras from here, which would be really cool. 2-2 is on the way for the Terran. Byun is playing Marine Tank. He's not playing with anything else. Ling Bane is normally really good against Marine Tank. Queen does go down. Here we go. The Lings are just going to dive, but oof. Tanks do punish that a little bit. He's going to have to set up a flank if he wants to do it. Baneling drop comes in. Oh, he actually gets... Holy crap! He just got like 10 Marines there. Wow, the stimmed Marines. Oh my god. They were stimmed and the +1 Baneling actually kills a pack of Marines. The other one kills another pack and he gets 5 SCVs. Oh my god. Byun's like, I'm all over this. I'll just stim and A-move those Marines at that. How often do you see the Marines get taken out by the Baneling? That's a nasty move there. Reynor making the most out of what should have just been a small little tactical poke. Hydrogen infestation pit on the way, so he's heading for those fast lurkers. Unlike ZVP, where I've been critical of Reynor for being very slow in his hive transitions, I think he's been way better in Zerg vs. Terran, because he's the guy who invented Lurker Play, remember? He was even using Ling Lurker in Zerg vs. Zerg for a few months. Like, Reynor, a real trailblazer with figuring out what can be done in the game, and oh, damn! He flanks, distracts Byun. Byun loses a pack of Marines there. Very bad for Byun. I mean, Byun, he's got a bunker and a few SCVs. That Ling Bane attack could still be very scary. Just rallying across the map like this willy-nilly. Very dangerous moves for Byun. Byun is up 40 supply right now, though. Reynor's being caught being very greedy here. He has to buy a lot of time. The tanks have an amazing position. Reynor, he doesn't have the army supply. I don't think he can do this. He's going to go for it. Coming in from all sides. The Lings coming in from behind, but the Lings will not. Oh, my God. Oh my god! I was going to say there weren't enough Lings to kill the tanks, but then the Banelings came from 3 sides and connected with about 50 Marines. Amazing hits, allowing just the scraps of the Zerg army to clean up those last tanks. Byun is taking some of the worst fights I've seen from him in a long time. I mean, Reynor's playing absolutely out of his mind, but Byun is absolutely making mistakes. And the thing is, this is what StarCraft is all about. This is not Byun playing bad. It's because Reynor is bringing a different pace of ZVT to him than he's used to. It is one of those things, you can play perfectly and judge all these engagements just right against any other Zerg, and then bam, Reynor pulls your attention to the right, hits you on the left, pulls your attention to the left, hits you on the right. He's always half a step ahead, and it's going to make you nervous. It's going to make it hard for Byun to get in his comfort zone because he's already made so many mistakes with just being a little too slow to micro or to look at the right area. But he's got a very good tank position here. Very nice position. Reynor once again spreading units down the right. He's looking for a flank, but I think he needs to come from this angle. Yeah, he's got to go all the way behind. We've seen a lot of lazy flanks lately. The reason it worked before is because he fully surrounded the army. And once again, Byun caught rallying across the map. Way too greedy here. Hydraling Bane does wrap up a lot of that. The Queen's doing a good job at buying time here. Look at that. Liberators coming forward. That's a lot of Marines. Reynor does not have many units on the north, but he's absolutely ransacking Byun's rally. And he just abandons the base. A good call. But does he have anything left? Man, he's got no Banelings. The Marines can stim till they win. The Queens are not going to stand in the way of that. Neither is a couple of Lings and Hydralisks. Byun just has too many Marines, and even after taking some big hits, the momentum is too much. The tanks, the Libs doing well. He's up on the natural, getting rid of so much tech and so many drones. Tanks are now gone. Liberator is going to get taken out as well, potentially, but there's more Libs, more tanks, and more Marines. Byun with a huge 8 racks, 3 base, all in. Endless Marines, tanks, and Liberators. Did he ever build add-ons for the last barracks? No, he did not. It was all about the momentum from start to finish. Well done, Byun, man. Oh, watch out, Banes! Okay, the Liberators, some of them get abducted, some of them get taken out by the Hydras. The Hydras have augments. They do not have groove spines. There's some smooth spine Hydralisks. Oh my god, good Baneling hits, and a Blinding Cloud even forced the Marines to derp in. But oh my god, there's nowhere to run, there's nowhere to hide, man! Oh my god, there's nowhere to hide! Ah! Oh my god! The Marines having an absolute party in the main. Thankfully, only 13 drones go down before the Hydras and the Lings do save the day. But for how long? Vipers are out the front. Mass Marine on the front. Somehow there's a Thor. I don't know why there's a Thor here, guys. I don't think there's any reason. I think it's a misclick. I think he meant to build a tank. This last base on the top, the last mining base effective for him. The Marine medevac in the main gets taken out by a single Hydralisk. We've got Marines coming forward. Reynor trying to get away from the Marines, but he just has no army. The drones are forced to fight. Thor over on the left side going to start fighting these Zerglings as they trickle in. The Marines gunning down the Hydras. The tank on the left side will get taken out. The Hydras actually do all right there. But on the right side, the Marines have taken out so many units. They're very wounded though. Definitely time to get out of here. Thor does get taken out, as does the medevac piloting it. Forced to unload it at the last second. The Marines try to fight, but they're too damaged, man. Even with the medevac's healing. Oh, that parasitic bomb's huge. Reynor taking these units out, buying himself time. I mean, Byun can just group up and come over. Great spready on the medevacs. And he's just going to keep hammering this north angle. Unfortunately, it involves walking through an endless field of creep. That's all right. He's floating his 4th command center, or main out to his 4th base, I should say. Scanning to get rid of almost all of this creep. Only 2 tumors left in the middle of the map. That's all going to dissipate very quickly. A couple of Lings trying to go for a backstab. A few Banelings being made. But Byun is in his face, ready to gun him down. That's a heck of a lot of Marines. There's a tank behind it. Viper coming in. Parasitic bomb goes down. Reynor does not have the numbers to contest. And Byun able to carry it through despite some nasty Baneling detonations. All right, guys. Going into game 2. And Reynor's like, screw it. I'm playing Protoss, bro. He's going to swap to Protoss. A wild choice here against the Terran. Reynor's very turtly with his PvT. We'll see what he can do. Now, Byun is going to go for the forward barracks. I wouldn't quite call it a super far out proxy barracks. It's pretty close. But it's going to give the illusion of, hey, I'm proxy rexing you. Might as well go for a bunker in the mineral line potentially as well. And it's a double gas opening here as well. Now, of course, people were asking, they're like, man, how do you beat CC first? You got to remember that Reynor, he stopped at 50 drones, and then he tried to force the surround on the Marines on the watchtower, lost all of his Zerglings, which meant he needed to build a lot more Zerglings. And because of that, he was basically equal on workers with a Terran who had triple mule dropping for way too long in that game. And he got some great Baneling hits, but he was also going like 4 base, 5 base, 80 plus workers, and a hive against a guy who was all in on 3 base. Remember, he built 8 barracks very early, Byun, and didn't build add-ons on them. He didn't have double factory, building Widow Mines with drilling claws. He didn't have, he didn't have what? 4th Command Center, 5th Command Center, no 3-3 on the way. This was like, you know, when the Terran's just building Marines, tanks, Liberators, no 4th Command Center, it's hugely committed. So definitely Reynor could have got wind of what was happening and respected it a little bit more, tried to just have overwhelmingly Bane numbers, not build as many workers. We often see Serral crush that sort of attack and never go past like 72 drones. And I always say Serral plays on a bit of a lower worker count than Reynor. He plays a bit safer, but it's actually amazing for shutting down those sort of attacks where it's like they come and the first wave gets crushed and it's game over. And you're like, okay. But Reynor's down like 40, 50 army supply that whole game trying to find the perfect engagement because he's just so ahead on workers and he doesn't have enough army. So I think a lot of that last game can go down to just Reynor not having enough scouting and simply having way too much workers compared to army. Now he does scout everything here, which is pretty nice. He's going for an Adept, a second Adept, and a Stargate. Very solid opening here to kick things off. So Reynor, I saw him a long time ago. Before he really started playing a lot of Protoss in these tournaments, I cast him play against Clem, and he almost beat Clem with his Protoss in a big macro game. Like, it was an epic macro game, and Reynor was actually outplaying him in some of the big late game battles, and I was absolutely floored. I was like, seriously? Late game? Because late game battles are very technical. You don't expect a player to be that good at those scenarios. Reaper does get one probe. I think he's okay with it. Obviously, he already lost the scouting probe earlier. Byun does not scout what's up. That's just going to be a defensive Phoenix opening. But Byun... okay, so... Yeah, Reynor might not realize Byun's favorite build versus Protoss off this opening is just to play 3 racks. Like, he will get a Tech Lab, he'll get Stim, he'll get a 3rd Barracks, and he's going to be like, hey, I have 2 tanks and like 30 Marines with Stim and Shields. What's up, bro? And, I mean, if Reynor's going greedy 3rd base off the 2 gate and the Phoenix... It can be very hard to stop that. He needs to scout what's going on. The problem for him is he's trying to hide the Phoenix. He's expecting a Widow Mine drop or something, so he's like, yeah, let's hide the Phoenix. They'll come in, we'll kill all of the stuff. Like, he's hoping Byun offers him some tasty treats. Byun's not doing that. Notice how he's lifting that factory. Why? Because the 3rd Barracks is going to go... Oh! He's going to turn it... This is a 2 Cyclone 2-1-1. Okay, this is a fun variation. I would expect with this build, he'll get a 3rd gas and an engineering bay in the near future as well. Very cool build order. Adept shades right in and sees everything. My God. Oh my God, Byun. Giving way too much info away here, buddy. Be funny if that Adept survived to shade out as well. That would be a story to tell, but unfortunately, no, it's not the case there. Reynor's going to go out towards the 3rd base at the front. He's going for non-stop Phoenix, but no Robo, no Twilight yet, and already going for a 3rd base. Ooh, he does start the Twilight up now. He's going to be going for charge, no doubt. I like the double lock there, man. Double lock on a single Phoenix, trying to really get the kill on that one. Very good micro by Byun. Reynor's going Twilight Forge, so it's going to be mass Phoenix Zealot, which can be very powerful. Stim and Medivacs are going to be here well before charge, though. So we'll see how that one goes. The Phoenix coming on in. Marine's going to shove it back. Very well done by Byun to just zone things out. Oh, those Cyclones are a bit too far out, buddy. Nice pick off there for Reynor, but he will lose a Phoenix for it. He could have maybe picked up that Cyclone as well to break that lock, but just wanted to get the kill, get out. And still a good trade, I think, for the Phoenix player. Charge is on the way and getting chrono boosted. Gateway's coming in. Should be a +1 armor on the way. For most, is usually what you'd go. Hasn't started it yet. Reynor's got to remember that. Phoenix coming in on the natural. He sees that engineering bay. Tanks are on the way as well as more Marines now. We've got a double drop coming towards his main base. It's a bit greedy of him, man. Oh, damn. He cannot lose that Phoenix as well. A bit more damage going down on it. He's got 1 Adept, 2 Zealots, 5 Phoenix. This double drop is going to be an absolutely huge problem for Reynor. Talked about it earlier. You don't have that charge on time. I mean, you've got to get that Twilight on time. Otherwise, this sort of build can really cause havoc. And he's going to pick up a lot of Marines there. The Zealots come in, but already losing 2 Phoenix. My God. He lost 1 on the other side of the map earlier. He loses another 2 now. And this might just be game. He's warping into Depths because the Zealots don't have charge yet. Unupgraded Adepts and Zealots are worthless versus Stim Marines, man. This is like trying to fight an advanced military with your mates with a bunch of pointy sticks. I mean, Gary might be good at throwing a brick, but if you're standing up against modern infantry, I don't think it's going to go too well, mate. That is an absolute slaughter. And a very unexpected build. You don't see 2-1-1 in this matchup very often. By the time Reynor scouted it, it was way too late for him to react. He was already in too greedy of a situation. Against a lot of other builds, Reynor's build would have done fine. But against this, it was just perfect. This is why the early Oracle is a nice way to start, because it does potentially do damage. It scouts what they're doing much faster. You go Phoenix straight away, it's a bit of a dice roll. You're like, okay, hopefully he does an early drop, I kill that, and then he gets some massive momentum. If they just go straight for stim, you're like, oh no, Phoenix cannot deal with that on their own. I need charge. His charge is about 30 seconds later than it needed to be, and he's now started armor, but he's basically already dead in this game, and Byun's like, yeah, have fun getting fancy with me, mate. Oh, I'm a Protoss player as well. I could play PvT. Byun's just like, no, man, this matchup is way too technical. There's a lot of sharp edges. There's scary kind of gaps you can fall down, you know, things that can go terribly wrong. Gonna try and play the Templar Archives. Storm is a great comeback ability. You can do some storms, drop them on the Marines, charge in with Zealots. Great way to try and get back in a game. Reynor will try to recover. The Phoenix will be able to delay this command center as well, which is pretty sick. And okay, he's going to get a third SCV. Could even grab the fourth one if he wanted to, but he's going to have to pull back because of the Cyclone. Extra Phoenix coming in. Big army moving out. I don't think he sees that. Oof, does take a bit of turret damage as well. Handful of Zealots are there. The Templar Archives is just finished. He starts Storm, and Byun is going to stim for the win. Yeah. You see that army right now, and as Raynor, your Phoenix like, hey, your mum's fat! Your mum's fat. He's basically shouting insults, trying to get Byun to chase him back towards Byun's side of the map, because that's the only way he survives this push. Oh, man. Oh, ow, 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 ow. GG. Well, punished and put back to Zerg here on Data C. Reynor, he's lost the first two maps in a row, and he's now finding himself in a position where it's, hey, that 1-0 lead you started with is starting to slip away. Byun, of course, looking for the CC first again. Great way to play it. Now, someone was pointing out the other day, I saw someone talking, they're like, you know what? They're like, I think Reynor could be the greatest of all time. You know, he's been in three of the last three World Championship Grand Finals. And he won one of those and got 2 runner-ups, which is just absolutely insane, right? It's crazy. It really is. It's so many other great tournament victories and amazing performances. Like, there's days where Reynor makes Dark look like a chump, Serral look like a chump, right? But a lot of people have said, well, it's his inconsistency. I've seen people commenting saying, like, you know, sometimes he doesn't look as good. Other times, and often, even on his best performances, it starts with him looking a bit off or a little bit unprepared for the first game or two. And then it's like, once he gets in trouble, he suddenly flicks a lever and just is like, all right, let's go. Switch it up to 1,000. Let's play our best possible style. So people feel like, hey, if he could prepare a bit better, come into the matchups, you know, with styles that are well prepared and swinging, he could win a lot more. The World Championship he won, he came out with a lot more prepared build orders. He was way tighter. His transitions were pristine. He was hitting a lot of big timing attacks and all-ins. And as a result, he was getting some easier victories, right? Now, Serral, I would say, is the master of that right now. Serral gets so many easy wins. He's so well prepared. Where he's like, okay, I'm going to like hit you with this surprising thing. Then I'm going to finish you with the Nidus Worm. Bam, bam. 1-2 punch and they're just dead. Reynor feels like he's trying to feel his opponents out, especially now, like swapping between Zerg and Protoss. I wonder if it's a map thing where he's like, oh, this map's better for Protoss. This map's better for Zerg as well. He might be looking to get to the point where he can do that. Now, once again, guys, he's built 4 Zerglings. Completely worthless investment. This is really bad. Maybe it's because he swapped to Protoss. Remember, I was talking, the lesson from the first game should have been, don't be building Zerglings. Now, on the other hand, there's only 1 Marine because the add-ons come down so early. So actually, he'll get some damage. At least he'll do something this time with the Zerglings rather than just sitting at home. And, well, tiny bit of mining time really is not that much. He doesn't know when the Marines are going to pop out. Still, much would have preferred having 2 more drones there. So I really want to see Reynor send an Overlord straight across the map or just not build those Zerglings. So, you know, try and completely cut on that. You get 2 drones up at the 2-minute mark extra. It's a game changer. It's an absolutely different early game. So instead, he's going to be playing against the same build from game 1. And we're going to see if he can start to find some ground, you know, because at the moment he's on a slippery slope. He's You guys ever been on like a steep incline when there's like really dry, dusty ground with no grip under your feet? You feel like you're gonna or like lots of dead leaves, and you feel like one wrong step and you're just gonna, your feet are gonna go out from under you and you're gonna slide down God knows how far down the hillside or even off the edge of a mountain. Very, very scary feeling, and I think that's where Reynor is in this series. So he's kind of got to say, okay, same build as before. We've seen the 2 barracks. I know what this is. There'll be a quick 3rd command center. Let's be very greedy. Let's see if I can get to 55 drones before building Zerglings. Not just 50 this time. And let's not try and force this around. I forced this around. I took a bad fight. Let's be more cautious. Because I think he played very well after that, but he just gave too much control and momentum to his opponent. He's going a little later for the Evo chamber. This time, going a bit harder on the economy. A lot of people like to hate on Reynor because he shit talks. And I think that's one of my favorite things about him. Because it's not even, you know, there is times where it does get... What? Oh my god! Holy crap, you sicko! Oh, it's so sad, but Byun happens to push on this angle, so he finds it. Oh my god, he built a hatch to cancel it, to get forward creep spread. That would have been so good. And oh man, he happens to do it right. That is the sickest move. That's 75 minerals to get a massive amount of map control. And Byun happens to move on that angle. Byun didn't even know which 3rd he'd taken. But I guess he just knows that Zerg take this 3rd rather than that one. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Dude, I can't believe he tried that in a pro game. That's so cool, man. I remember I used to always do this where I'd basically, as soon as my lair finished, because we used to go much quicker lair when we were first figuring out Legacy of the Void, I'd have like the overlords everywhere out, and I'd just tell them all to drop creep the moment the lair finished, and I'd have 1 queen at each position, and I'd just be dropping tumors in the middle of the map. And it was like, it seemed really cool. But unfortunately, that one gets slapped down. Reynor, though, always bringing out the fun, creative moves. He's always got flair. He's got style. Right? This is what I love about him. A lot of players, they go, oh, I should stop doing silly things and just play seriously. And the thing is, it's like, dude, these moves can give you big advantages, and your opponents aren't used to playing them. Oh, he's being a bit more cautious. I would have liked to see Reynor go around the right side and try to flank those lings, those Marines, because he has so many lings. He's actually way overbuilt lings this game. He's going to, like, literally, how many did he lose? He already lost 11 lings, and he's going up to 55 Zerglings. 65 is more than you need, man. This is way too many. Yeah, it's not a small Marine, but it's 17 Marines. It's not that many. So I do think Reynor's playing way too safe. He's paranoid after that last game. Baneling speed is on the way. He's got the Evo chamber there as well. He's going to go for a big Ling backstab. That could get you some value, though. Tank will do a bit of friendly fire to the SCVs. Quick pull for Byun. He's lost only 1 SCV there. That's a pretty good trade there. The tank takes out 6 Zerglings. Marines are going to come in. Queens are like, oh, God, they're out of energy. Last transfuse goes down, but the Marines are forced to pick up. No spores in the main base. Very nice moves. 2 Overlords in the open. Good value for Byun. Dude, is Byun going to get a 3-1 lead in this series? Is he going to win the first 3 maps in a row? I mean, I know I'm not calling it. This is not over by any means, but he's getting very good value. On the other hand, the creep is good. The creep is good for Reynor. Keep in mind, he's got good creep spread out there. And we've got 3 more barracks coming. Is he doing it again? Oh my god, he's doing it again, guys. He's going 8 barracks again. Oh, Byun. He's doing nothing but building tanks. He's going to go for a 2-2 mass marine tank liberator, most likely. He could still add a 4th command center, but the creep in the middle is a huge problem. That creep is really far out. Remember, Byun did a much better job of slowing that creep down on Cosmic Sapphire. On this map, he's been working this top angle, which is annoying, and he's doing direct damage, but direct damage might not be as important as killing creep. Because where are you going to push? I guess if he pushes the north angle, comes in from here, he can siege there and he can start lifting into the main and stuff like that. But I think the right side of the map is going to be all Reynor. So if Reynor gives up this base and just expands to the bottom right, he's going to have creep on the doorstep of Byun. I mean, Byun's about to see this creep. Let's go to Byun's camera when he realizes this, guys. He's started to 12 Marines at a time. Mass depots, tanks. He is getting ready to push, and there's creep now in his vision. He sees it here, and you know Byun is annoyed. Yeah, he immediately stims and is like, what the hell? And Reynor's already there. He gets a little ambush, kills 5 or 6 Marines. Great plays, forcing Byun to siege in his own 3rd. Byun wants to go for an all-in, and Reynor is forcing him to siege in his friggin' 3rd base. This is the most frustrating thing when you want to go all in your opponent and there's creep already here, and not just that, He's getting ready to jump on your arm. You don't know if those banelings are just around the corner, about to flank you. This is friggin' sick. Ling Bane on the left side, but there's a wall off there. He's got to shift click the A moves. Yeah. So he wanted to bust that wall, but he realizes, oh, I've accidentally shown it. Okay. The unit's kind of derped out. What happened there is he A moved in the natural guys. He didn't realize there'd be a wall, or in the third, and that wall bugged him out. So a way you can deal with that if you think there might be a wall is you can go A move, shift click, 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 and you do a series of them. And that way, by the time they get the order that's behind the wall, they'll be in vision of it, and they'll automatically attack it. It's a hot tip that you'll see me occasionally do out there in a ladder game. Instead, he's just going to run in the front. F it. Oh, Queen's on the left side coming on in, trying to mass transfuse. Ling Bane rolling into the third base. It's a giant backstab. Good moves for Raynor. Loses a bunch of Queens, but he's going to clean up the drop in the left. In the natural, the wall gets up, but the SCVs get absolutely blasted. Oh my god, that tank getting some big shots. Libs are going to have to siege here. He's got to raise that depot as well. But the natural SCVs are going to get absolutely slaughtered. Raynor loses a base on the right, but oh my god, he finds the tanks on siege, and he's like, yep, just take him out. That's all that matters. As long as I kill those tanks, I'm okay. Is he, though? Oh my god, he's got more banelings morphing behind it. No tanks left, but Byun senses that there's no banelings right now. Oh, here they come, though, the new round of banelings. The Marines only have so much space to move. And there we go. A lot of them go down, accidentally muting the sound. I'm so bloody excited right now. But Raynor there, 42 SCV kills, deflects the army. He loses his least important base, and Byun is crippled. His 2-2 upgrades and his +1 vehicle weapons finish just after his entire army and economy is dead. That is what we call not what you want as a Terran player. He wanted to push the creep back, get a good siege position, and then start really forcing fights now when he's got all the upgrades. Instead, Raynor takes the initiative away from him. Backstab central, amazing creep spread to get the momentum. The Queen's smashing a Liberator. The Ling Bane forcing him back a little bit. Okay, the Queens are going to go for the Libs. The Lings on top of that tank. Banelings do take it out. Oh my god, too many Libs, too many Libs. Ow, ow. Great backstab, though. The Lings are running in on that base. The third is getting ransacked once again. Only one Queen here. He's trying to build 4 more. Raynor's going to have to pull every single Queen to the front. He's trying to do the old Lib plus drop maneuver. One of the Libs goes down, and Raynor realizes, okay, I can't go into that, dude. He's going to try and shoot the medevacs with the Queens and run in with the Ling Bane to punish the Marines, but he can't actually walk into the double Lib zone. Byun, though, is done. He's been ransacked at home, and Raynor, even though he was a little safe earlier on in the game, that creep spread pushing through the middle with absolutely 0 breaks. Beautiful play by him. I do think Byun needed to pull that drop back and clear the creep in the middle a little bit more actively to set up for that push. Nonetheless, Raynor finds his footing, and it's tied 2-2. All right, and with a little bit of confidence and also a map which I think he prefers playing Pete Protoss rather than Zergon, we've got Raynor in the top left of the map. Now this map, I think it makes sense, right? Hard to break into a Terran who can defend 4 or 5 bases so easily on this map. So I think really you can see that Raynor's trying to use the maps to his favor. Now, obviously you could argue that his Zerg is just the better chance of winning, but hey, you have to get out there and get experience with it, right? So think of it this way. If he only plays Zerg in every tournament, he's never going to get as good. Now, he hasn't actually played crazy race switching in a super important Premier tournament match, has he? If we think about it, he did it in the Gladiator Cup, which is a really big online cup. Grand Finals. Played the whole Grand Finals PvZ versus Dark. Really close, fun Grand Finals, right? He did it in a few matches versus Solar and Lambo at like Home Story Cup and stuff like that. And I guess he has started mixing it in a little bit with like TSL and that sort of stuff, you know, picking Protoss versus Serral. But it's a map here or there. He hasn't done it a crazy amount yet, but he's getting the experience, especially in the tournaments that are like, oh, it's a $4,000, $5,000 tournament. It's not a $100,000 plus, you know, tournament. So he's getting these reps, he's getting more experience, and I really can't wait to see what he's going to do. Now, I feel like in the past he's been a mixture of both greedy and too greedy and also too defensive in PvT. We kind of saw that in the first game, right? Where he just tried to hide the Phoenix and then slap down the Terran. So I think he's been playing against the European Terrans, obviously mostly in his practice, and they do play different. It is hard to get practice versus Terran in Europe. Raynor is the best Terran ZVT in the world, but it's going to take him a while to become the best PvT, especially when he plays against Koreans that will play very different build orders. Now, Byun's playing 3cc. Oh, man. Dude, so he kills Raynor with a really scary push in their last TVP. And he's like, yep, last time I got you with a 2-base 2-on-1. Now I'm just going to play the opposite. I'm going to play the greediest build I can think of. Have fun dealing with that, man. Reynor is playing Twilight Council. Second barracks goes down behind it. I always feel like with these 3 command center builds, I would always rather play 3 barracks rather than a quick factory. It's something where the pros will normally manage the factory, but I feel like it's hard to get scouting info. That being said, his Reaper's kind of seen everything. If he knows it's Blink, he probably does want to get a factory and get maybe a siege tank out. If you can get even 1 tank covering this back area, they really cannot blink in there. Or they're just blinking clumped up into massive tank damage. I guess you can blink 1 Stalker up, take the first tank shot, and then blink the rest in. But it's not too hard to defend. But there is a lot of area still, because they can blink here, they can blink here, and they can blink up there. So having tanks does help, but he's going to play 3 racks, is Byun. He's going to be happy to do that. He's got only 1 gas geyser, so 1 reactor, 1 tech lab. Orbital does need to get Morphin. It's Mighty Morphin time, Byun. Hello? Oh, his Reaper's in the main, that's why. He wants to see if it's the Dark Shrine. He managed to get 2 probes in total, which is not bad. He saw that was being chrono, didn't see a Dark Shrine or anything like that. And Reynor, he's going for the Robo right now. And has no info about that very greedy build for Byun now. I feel like Byun's builds aren't... He's not playing the most standard, solid builds. But... That's playing to his strengths. I mean, if you play standard and solid, that's all Reynor plays against all day. Remember, Reynor practices the EU ladder. EU players, I mean, I'm not saying that they've never felt the touch of someone in the romantic manner, but they do channel that try-hard virgin energy, you know? It's all about, oh, I'm going to play optimally. Oh, I'm going to perfect this opening, playing it 4,000 times in a row. Like, you know, yeah, I'm obviously joking a little bit, but like, it is something where there's not as much variety, I feel, because you've got Byun, Bunny, Dream, Maru. Who else is out there in the Korean scene? In the online tournaments as well as the ladder. There's a few other really good Terrans, Percival as well, who all bring in these really weird, cheeky builds. So, yeah, there's a lot of Terrans to mix in more builds. The Koreans are also a really good mix, I feel, of range on their builds. Good greed, good aggression. Cure as well, of course. Can't believe I didn't mention Cure. So far, third Nexus is coming up at a good timing. This is normally what I'd consider a pretty damn economic build. You've got Colossus, Blink coming out very early. But the Terran has equal workers. This Observer's coming in. Dude, if Byun spots the Observer and kills it, he's the biggest Chad ever. He's looking for it. Guys, he just zoomed his camera in. He was literally looking for the Observer right now. He just zoomed his camera in. Holy crap. Dude, his game sense. He knew the exact timing. Now, he missed it. The Observer did get past. But you could see he did one of these. Because if you do that, it's much easier to see. Let me show you guys, for instance. If you go... It's very easy to see the blur of the Observer if you do that. Whereas if you're just standing there, much harder to see when you're fully zoomed out, right? Wow, very cool to see him adding that detail in there. Bio stims out front, gets an Adept. Stalkers will just blink out of there. He's like, yeah, let's not stand and fight. Oh, keep running, Reynor. Reynor! Oh, Shizzle Fizz. Loses another Stalker. Ouchies. Oh, Reynor. Oh, my lord. He's going to lose that one too. Dude, sloppy. 2 Stalkers and an Adept there for just a few Marines. Very nice for Byun. Now, Reynor does know about the 3rd CC, right? Oh, maybe. Maybe not. He might not realize. I mean, he should know. I don't think he saw the command center necessarily floating down then. He's going Colossus Gateways. Very important context on just how much economy Byun has behind this. Missing for Reynor right now. He's going to see a lot of Bio grouping up at the front there. Oh, man. Another Stalker gets taken down. Reynor's got to be really on point with his micro here. He's got to be very clean. Sees a mass amount of Bio coming out. That Observer still not moving to double check that 3rd, but seeing that saturation should really scare the Protoss player, Reynor. He's got a Colossus out. 2nd one is out. 3rd one does start now as well. But his own Forge upgrades just started. He's only on 4 gateways right now, so his production is not that big. Very reliant on the Colossus and sentries and that sort of stuff. Oh, man. Oh, no. Where's his army? His Stalkers are all up in the main, dude. Oh, my God. He's only got 1 Observer out, doesn't he? Dude, that army could get stimmed on because he's only got like 1 or 2 force fields in there. 1 force field or 1 Guardian Shield. That's it. 5 Stalkers, the magic number to 2-shot those medevacs. But, oh, man, I feel like he's bare naked. I talk about how greedy he is. He's finally going to 8 gates, but he's going DTs at the same time. Dude, he can just get jumped on. Oh, no. Oh, Byun's like, oh, what? You're going to play Protoss versus me with this? This is pathetic, mate. He just jumps on top, snaps the Colossus, and that is such a massive lead for Byun. Byun making it look easy here, and Reynor just not looking like the god-tier Protoss player that he does look like in PvZ. In PvZ, he gets full information. He gets a lot more map control, and he gets a lot more vision, which is a more comfortable position to be as a Zerg. When you play PvT, either side of the matchup, you need to have a much deeper understanding of timings and being able to draw a lot of information from small pieces of information. And I don't think Reynor realizes that right now. I don't think he fully understands the situation he's in, whereas Byun definitely does. Byun's like, dude, I'm so far ahead. I have a 4th command center. I can parade while macroing like a beast. And killing those Colossus, it's the entire point of Reynor's build is to get Colossus out early while controlling the map with Blink a little bit, making sure the drops can't damage you. He doesn't manage to do that. He's going to pick off a few SCVs there. He's got 1 new Colossus out. 2 new ones, actually. Guardian Shield is available. Oh, yep, good Guardian Shield. But the Widow Mines definitely could do big boomies on those Zealots. Doesn't have an Observer here, remember, so he can't deal with these. He's got to blink to dodge the shots. Armory's finished, though. He's just going to pick up and drop to the north. Is Byun. Is he, though? Lots of Stalkers are moving north. Byun does decide to go home. 4th Command Center is still not building here. He's got to put that SCV on it. There we go. Does get that started up. And he's going to clear that watchtower. The drops are just waiting. Oh. Does Byun see the Stalkers there? No. Careful. Man, driving these around like this is very dangerous, but I've talked a lot about how Byun is probably one of the craziest players with his medevacs of all time. He's an absolute insane person. He's legitimately crazy. He'll just fly his drops over Stalkers and hope that you're not watching. Like, he's a bit mad with it. And you see he's going to do it again, isn't he? He's going to do it again, man. Here we go. Army distracts at the 3rd. These guys are like, hey, distraction! And he dives in and the Stalkers move to the wrong spot. Oh, Byun, you absolute savage, you. Denies the base, denies the pylons. He could depower those 4 gateways as well and literally halve the gate production. But man, Reynor is looking washed. His Protoss play is looking washed, guys. His PvT, isn't it a stark contrast to his Protoss versus I've seen him against Clem and some of the other guys, I think even Hero Marine, looking really good in PvT. But Byun's bringing a different flavor, and he's not sure how to handle it. You can tell he needs experience against these builds, against these Korean styles, in order to get on top of his game, because Byun is just picking him apart with ease. 5th Command Center, or 4th Command Center is finished. 8 barracks, ghosts, 2-1 upgrades have finished. I mean, yeah, like, okay, you've got 3 Colossus. Maybe you survive and make disruptors, but this is a very common scenario I see in Reynor's PvTs, where he loses his 4th, and he's got way too many workers, and he survives, and he macros like a god, and he builds lots of static, and then he gets disruptors, and you start to think maybe if he just gets the right disruptor shots, but usually he just doesn't have enough money. And it just ends up being, yeah, he lands a few good disruptor shots. It looks like maybe he could fight his way back. But you got to keep in mind that his income is going to be so much lower now that this 4th is mining. Mules dropping will be huge. Stalkers take out 1 medevac, 2 medevacs. Can they take out number 3? Yes, they can. But a lot of units went down. The Widow Mine! Absolute traitor Widow Mine shot a Zealot that was in the middle of every single bio unit. It just did splash damage to every single bio unit in that army. That one Widow Mine's like, oh, let's target the Zealot that's literally surrounded by Marine Marauder. Byun probably shaking his head in disappointment, making a mental note to reprogram those. Oh, Prism tries to fly across into a Widow Mine. And it does go down. Double Disruptor Production's on the way, 86 probes. Reynor is known for just getting a silly work account and just trying to survive and win in the late game, but he's down 2-1 upgrades. Actually, equal upgrades, but the 3-2 started way earlier for Byun. The upgrades haven't started yet for Reynor. Another Widow Mine does get a shot off on that 3rd. He's got so few observers and so few vision. That is a big problem for him. And there we go, does clean the Widow Mine up. But you know what? He's getting close to maxed. I keep thinking he's dead. After losing the first 2 Colossus, I thought it was a sure thing. He's gonna, oh, look at that, patrolling Phoenix, sees the drop on the bottom. Very nice. Byun has to kind of unload and think about pulling that back. The Widow Mines everywhere are very annoying. He's gonna drop the north one more time. Battery's almost ready, but not quite. Reynor, if he had an observer out here, it'd be so helpful. Look at that. Byun's gonna try and distract the front and then get this to unload here at the same time. Distracts at the front, Disruptor does throw a ball out, but Byun just clicks on it. Oh, big balls! Byun! What are you doing? You madman! Oh Oh my god! He eats a giant disruptor to the face. Byun! Oh no! He blinks in and there's a battery. Both medevacs get taken down. Oh my god! Byun! He eats a giant disruptor to the face. He loses the double drop in the back. Great hold by Raynor. He's on 92 workers. He's up in supply. Oh my lord, did Byun just throw this game? Oh my god. After getting the first disruptor, there was no need to continue forwards there, but he tried to just chase him down. He thought he had Raynor on the ropes, and those second 2 disruptor shots landed big. Byun, he's got a Widowmine drop snaking across. Raynor's got this base up and solid. He's going to try and take this one too. He's got 3 Colossus, 2 disruptors right now. Double Robo pumping more and more disruptors. Behind this, 1 starport making Vikings right now. Where is the second? Where's the second starport? What's going on? The second starport. Oh no. Oh man, he's only going to be building Vikings off 1 starport. No range lib transition. Dude, you got a 5th base going up. Byun, you can still absolutely win this game, especially with some nice surprising doom drops. That's a lot of cannon battery, but that's a lot of bio as well. Oh my god, Raynor, he's not focus firing. He wasn't watching. Oh no, he's gonna have to pull back. Okay, Raynor not able to recall because of that nice EMP. The Colossus are kind of trying to get over here. Battery overcharge did not go down. I think it got used and focused actually, sorry. Looks like it got focused down. Looks like this fight's massively favoring Byun, but he will get pushed back. At least he doesn't damage the economy. Oh my god, he walks into the balls again. Absolute mad lad. What a crazy man. Oh my god. Byun really trying to force it there. For some reason, there's 3 sentries in this army. Units lost tab is 2,000 resources in favor of Byun. He has a 5th base up. So does Raynor now. Raynor should be able to remax. He's on 100 probes. I don't think there's no argument. That is too many workers, guys. Look, 22 there, 16 out of 8 there, 24 out of 8 there. Raynor, his biggest problem is holding that probe key down. In the middle of all the multitasking, I feel like the way you beat Raynor's Protoss is you just counterattack and harass enough to the point where he's so distracted that he builds way too many workers. Oh, Raynor's in the top. Here comes another drop. Byun is just literally repeatedly just trying to punch him in the face on this angle. Oh, the Widowmines retarget that time, but I think with the battery overcharge, it's enough Zealot Stalker. These drops aren't getting as much value anymore. Shoves forward in the front. The ball's throwing forward though. Byun, he's pushed back one more time. At this point, you got to think to yourself as Byun, is maybe dropping that base for the 17th time in the row not the answer? It might not be. Raynor's going to try and counterattack. He's grouping up at the front. Stalkers do blink back on the left. Man, stumbling into these Widowmines. He needs more observers. I'd like to see him build more observers. He's 103 probes. Remember, every time Byun drops, Raynor builds more probes. The Widowmine there, killing some probes. That's very good for Raynor. He needs to lose more probes if he wants a chance to win this game. Tries to attack his own unit there. Doesn't quite manage to take it out. Uses a disruptor instead. 3 more gases on the way for Raynor. Fruit bunker. Very, very good point. You could use some more probes, I think. I agree. I don't think 104 is enough. I'm telling you, every time Byun attacks a base, he builds like 10 more probes. It's really a big problem for Raynor in this game. Nonetheless, I can't believe Raynor's still alive and found his way back into this. This is max packs levels will come back. Another drop in the back? Oh my god, it's so stupid that Raynor keeps discounting it as a possibility. He's like, well, there's no way you'd do it for the 17th time in a row. Byun's like, lol, yes I would, idiot. He just dives in there. He's gonna get the Nexus. Byun playing this like a little bit of a baboon, but it's the best. You know, he's got the baboon strength to back it up. Oh, he focuses the disruptors down before they can land. Nice moves. There's only 1 disruptor left. I think he killed like 5 disruptors. The Colossus warping in. The Vikings and the Marauders taking them out. He's gonna get all the Colossus. Byun's done it. He's done it! He's gonna do massive damage. He breaks the back of the tech. DT's blink in. It's not enough to kill a planetary. That repair is too good. Look at that. The snipes! The snipes come in and save it! Byun holds onto his planetary. He's still got a Marauder in that base. Raynor, the problem here is he's losing army, but he's not losing economy, and he needs to lose economy. He's still got about 80 probes too many. I'm kidding, 20 to 30 probes too many. With the number of bases he has and the fact that they're starting to mine out, he'd be doing much better if he was on about 65 to 70 workers. But Raynor, he's still alive. The problem is he didn't have this watchtower. Now, finally, he's going to actually have warning the next time something comes through the top. A single Void Ray up here would be an absolute dream come true for him. Doesn't he have a Stargate? Oh, I guess he didn't open Stargate, did he? So he doesn't have one. Oh, DT's just blinked across the back. The DT's blinking in the back door. I love it. Beautiful maneuver. Unfortunately, Zealots do get caught in the middle of the map. And remember, he's very low on tech units right now. DT's causing a little bit of havoc. Byun will deal with the DT in the back of his natural. But in his main base, those DTs, blink to safety, get out of the scan. Okay, so he blinks both of them out of scan range, starts working on other areas. He's going to waste a lot of Byun's attention, which is going to give him some room to rebuild here. So very nicely done. DT is on the watchtower. It's going to, of course, just get taken out with a scan. The other DT is up there. He's got one that's blinked across the gap. Byun does not know about that necessarily. That one gets cleaned up. Avoids the disruptor shots. Byun doing very well. Planetary is up in the very bottom of the map as well. And he's going to drop the back one more time, yeah? Yeah. Byun's like, hey, I cleared up the watchtower. Let's go. Let's go, man. Leaves a Marine on that to make sure it can't get seen. Another DT will go into his main. Reynor, once again, if his Stalkers aren't right on the edge, dude, this is going to ruin him. Disruptors going out are going to clear the Widow Mines. Where'd Byun's army go, guys? I guess it's all in that medevac, right? Oh, the medevac's going to be getting focused down, but the Stalkers are already dead. The medevacs have unloaded, man. The boost in the back. I mean, this angle is just so nasty because of those minerals. It's so hard to deal with the probes and the Stalkers trying to pull back. He's trying to walk his army up to defend. The DTs are all going to get taken out. The Zealots warping in, trying to do what they can. Watch out, observers. Watch out. Oh, both observers die to the Widow Mine. Oh, no. The balls get jumped on. Byun catching him off guard here. What an absolute show of a game, mates. An absolute messy scrap fest, but in the end, Byun just keeps on hitting that back angle, and you got to realize when those doom drops escalate like that, it's just a matter of you have no warning. Controlling this watchtower is massive. In PvT, you need to control this watchtower as the Protoss player. It is massive because the Terran drops are way more mobile than yours, and they will always punish you. But he was not able to control that watchtower. If you look at this game, I mean, just look at this as I drag through. He has the watchtower at 5 minutes. 8 minutes, and then from 10 minutes, it's all Byun. 10 minutes to 19 minutes is almost completely Byun controlling the watchtower, and that's where all that damage went down. Hats off to Reynor for almost fighting back in this, but Byun finds himself up 3-2 and 1 game away from winning this finals. Well, he's famous for building 100 to 110 workers with his lurker styles as Zerg, so apparently he says Protoss is stupid. They just can't use 104 workers as well as Zerg can. And he's going to go for a pool first here, which is kind of interesting because his opponent's going command center first, which I have heard counters pool first. However, he could go for a roach rush. However, I actually think CC first into 2 racks, what Byun's been doing, should crush a roach rush, shouldn't it? Then again, I mean, if he micros Ravages really well, it's gonna be interesting. I'm not sure how it lines up. Either way, he's gonna be going for a 4 Zergling. Does he get a 5th and 6ling? Another lava wriggles its way out right now. 4 Zerglings into Roach. Okay, so he's going to do 4 Zergling pressure. He's going to follow that up with a 5 to 6 Ravager pressure as well, like Roaches and Ravagers. So it's not a bad poke, but it's terrible for Byun. Byun's going double gas this time. If he went double barracks off command center first, I think he'd shut this down because he'd just have too many Marines. He could just pull the boys, get the Marines on the high ground down here and defend just fine. But because he's going very quick factory, he's doing Marine into double gas into factory. I think he's going to struggle to get a starport out in time. Hellions won't help against this at all. Hopefully he keeps building Marines after the reactor. But with that factory placement, I doubt it. The 4 Zerglings have not gone in. So he's like, oh man, I haven't seen a Reaper leave, therefore I shouldn't go in with the Zerglings. That's amazing restraint for Reynor. Because it does give away that he's gone pool first, and this Roach Push obviously is something you think about and worry about if you know it's pool first. So he's like, there's no point running in here. Whatever, man. Reactor's on the way. So it's 5 Roaches and then back to droning. And he should be making a Ravager, probably with the front Roach. There's an argument behind doing it with the back Roach to get it across the map quicker, but I think the front Roach, because then it'll be morphing and it'll still sync up and you'll still hit as fast as possible with these units. Let's see, which one did he pick? Yeah, he picked the front one. Front Roach does morph into a Ravager. Ravager, of course, has much better movement speed, so the earlier you morph it, the quicker it's going to get across the map as a Ravager. Lings are going to come in now and try to be annoying. This looks kind of more like Hatch Firstlings if he goes in with that. Overlord's coming forwards as well. 2 Hellions on the way, a starport there. I think Byun might just be deadsies, mate. This is, not scouting at all. Can get you killed by a lot of things, guys. That Marine ain't getting out of there. That is for sure. He's He's got 2 Hellions. He's building a Marauder and Concussive. Very good reaction. Tries to save the Marine. Not quite able to do it. He's going to get behind that and raise the wall there. But the Ravager's running on in. They're going to breach this wall very quickly. And he's going to build a Viking, interestingly, to try and land that. It's just the quickest thing that he can get out here. He's trying to break down the depots. That's going to break production. He knows that if he kills the depots, he can break production. You might be like, why isn't he getting in there? It's because he doesn't want to get surrounded by SCVs. So he's like, dude, I'm already crippling him. Just by staying here and picking things off, maybe I can bile the reactor down. He's realizing that just denying this position, as well as killing those 2 depots, is super effective. It's actually biling down the factory and the barracks. Wow, he's going for the double biles right on in between. Very well done. Behind this, droning on up, moving out to take a 3rd base is Reynor. Oh, he's doing very well. Forces the factory to lift. He's going to try and run in. He's going to go for the stim. Wants to get rid of that upgrade. SCVs are pulled. Get out of there. Get out of there, Reynor. You don't want to throw these guys away. He does bile down. No, he doesn't actually bile down the stim. Interestingly, gets surrounded here. Just going to try and take out a lot of these SCVs, as many as he possibly can. Kind of focusing the combat units a little bit more, actually. Oh my god, stim's going to burn down. Oh, Byun with a bit of a mistake. Should have pulled 1 SCV back, but either way, man. 9 SCVs, 3 Hellions, a Viking, a Marine, a Tech Lab, 2 depots. That is massive amounts of damage. He's going to have to float that command center down. And do we start another barracks or a 3rd command center? Okay, he's going to go 3 barracks. Byun wanting to counter with some aggression of his own in a few minutes. He knows he's dead. He just feels too far behind. He knows he took way too much damage there. He's just casting his miner and he's like, come on, man. It's going to be like 3 minutes till I get stim. There's nothing I can do here. Throws in the towel. It was a rough game 5? Game 6 there, wasn't it? And here we are. It's tied up 3-3. And it's all going to come down to Waterfall. We got Shopify Rebellion in the bottom left. Byun, his opponent in the top right, Reynor. Now, a lot of Zergs normally just go hatch first. They do their standard things, so Byun not feeling he needed to scout at all. This time around, interestingly, he's not walling off, guys. He's going to build his depot further back. He's trying to optimize every bit of minerals he can get right now. Interesting. Very interesting. Obviously, there's an argument that what Raynor did was kind of stupid in that last game. Because if Byun went for the 2 barracks, he would have been very well set up to defend that. But he didn't. So Byun's like, dude, pretty much every TVZ so far in this series, I've showed you the same opening that does really well. And then you're going to do that build? Like, what the hell? It doesn't make any sense. Raynor's like, yep, well, I just wanted to throw something aggressive at you. I got the free win. You were being way too greedy. I caught you off. That's how it goes, dude. Hatchery's going to go down. So 16, pool 17. Hatch, a very similar opening to the last game. But notice he's not taking the gas immediate. Oh, there he is. Never mind. So we are going to see probably just a couple Zergans go across. I'm really curious about this barracks. I think Byun wants the Overlord to come in, see nothing at the wall, and he wants him to panic and think he's being proxy raxed. That's got to be it. Yeah, that's got to be it. That's got to be it. Okay. Now, if the Overlord sees the command center, then obviously that gives it away. But a very cute idea from Byun, right? That's a really cute idea. Reynor doesn't scout for it, though. He's only looking for the Reaper leaving the base, so cute idea doesn't pay off. And Reynor's going to go for a falling pressure. Wait, again? What? Oh my god. Guys, I've talked about how Byun is famous for being greedy to the point of stupidity as well sometimes. Like, just absolutely cavalier with his greed. But he's going reactor first Marines this time. He should easily be able to deflect this pressure. He's going for a factory behind it as well. He should have like 8 Marines at least by the time the Roach Warren comes. Now, the problem is that, of course, he won't have a bunker because he doesn't have any scouting again. I've talked for years about how Byun does not like to scout, only if he builds a Reaper. Very rarely SCV scouts. If he doesn't stop building Marines, no gaps in Marine production, he can absolutely just defend, pull SCVs, surround it, and do well. But a few good biles land, or he fumbles at the start because he's so surprised by Reynor doing the same build 2 times in a row, and he could be in huge trouble. Reynor's still holding the Zerglings back. They're getting a bit of a scenic look down here at the beautiful river there. Of course, kind of like the last meal. It's a last little sightseeing they get to do before they could be dead. We're going to see a Tech Lab. Tech Lab Factory, also really good. Allows him to build a Cyclone. He could also just pull off the low ground, right? Byun can... Hopefully he doesn't drop a mule on the natural just before. He's still dropping mules in the main. That's so safe. Guys, he's realized, hey, if I drop mules in the natural and he runs in with a similar attack, I'm dead. Or they're dead. Let's just drop the mules in the main. Now, I think he's still going to drop a mule off this one on the natural just as these units come in. But, oh, no, he sees it. Starts a depot. Immediately gets the kill there. Oh, very nice immediate kill. But so many Marines. So many Marines there right now. Sorry, my phone was ringing. Shut up, Mum. Stop calling me. I've got to cast Byun versus Raynor. The Marines coming forward to the SCVs trying to get pulled. The Roach Ravager need more damage than this, but they are on a timer. If they get surrounded, they're going to be in big trouble, and there's going to be a Cyclone popping out real soon. Great micro for Reynor so far. He's looking good. Marines and SCVs doing what they can. The Roach Ravager dancing back and forth, seeing exactly what they can cause. Another Marine gets focused down. Dude, Reynor's micro is just off the charts. Absolute insanity. Marines and SCVs doing it. They're absolutely smashing face. The Cyclone, though, does pick off a Roach there. And overall, not many SCVs killed. 4 SCVs, 4 Marines. Nowhere near the death that happened in the last game. Nonetheless, a very threatening situation, I am absolutely sure. And still something where there's no third behind it, remember. This is such a big commitment. It's like a 4-minute 23rd base starting. And there's a pack of Marines out with a medevac. They can go hunt Overlords. There's a Cyclone that can defend any follow-up aggression. The Roach Ravager hiding on the side of the map. If this drop goes across, he could snipe the third base. The drop spots the Roach Ravager, though. I think Byun's worried that he's being all-in. He thinks, oh, is he all-inning me? What's he doing? He's going to use the medevac to spot this and try to pick off the Ravagers with the Cyclone. Banshees are coming on out, but he's supply blocked right now. Byun, I think he's a little bit nervous in this situation. He's not expecting Raynor to play such an aggressive and gambly sort of style this late into the series. Dropping Marines on top. I don't know if that's going to be the best way to do this. Cyclone eats a bile there. Byun kind of dodges into the bile. And I do think that he's got to just pull back, settle down, and see what he can do. Banshees are on the way. Extra Marines. Third command center does start up. And behind this, are we going to play Roaches? I don't think so. He's gone Ling speed. So just having 4 Ravagers left over from the early game is definitely not a bad thing. They're very good for those anti-tank situations. He's coming in. Oh, watch out, Byun! Oh. Just playing with fire a little bit, but does go on past there into the main base. Love to see him unload and see if he can get a few Zergling kills. 43 drones to 34 SCVs. Seems like a decent position, but you got to remember that Byun's production is very late. He doesn't have a second or third barracks or anything like that just yet. So he's very focused on finding some sort of damage right now. Lair just started and no Spore Crawler. Oh, Reynor's so greedy. Reynor's so greedy. Oh, he sees a Banshee come in. The Banshee cloaks. I don't think Reynor's even noticed it. Oh no, he hasn't even started spores. Oh my god, Reynor's in so much trouble. I was saying he needs to find some more damage because his barracks are so late. Well, find some damage he will. He's got a Banshee flying into the third in a moment as well. He's picking off more and more drones here. So much mining time going down. Already 7 workers falling. It looks like the drop on the right side trying to boost into the main. The Zerglings are there. I think he should... Oh, no. Big misclick there for Mr. Byun. Byun does get 10 kills, though. Losing the dropper problem. He eats a bile! He eats a bile! Raynor, what is wrong with you? How are you this gifted at StarCraft? How, in a situation where you're caught with your pants down, do you only lose 10 drones, kill a Banshee, kill a full dropship with a goddamn corrosive bile and come out on top? Only Reynor or Dark would do that. Serral, bloody Lambo, anyone else would be so frustrated. They'd be like, what is happening right now? What is going on? This is so ridiculous. But you know what? Reynor's the one guy who's just like, yeah, I'll just see if I can land some corrosive biles while running my drones in circles, and somehow makes it work. What the hell? Byun's still not in a bad position. He's got the third floating out. Lots of Marines and tanks are on the way. I gotta say, that's a bloody late 4th hatchery, dude. The production might not be up that quick for Byun, but the production is just starting for Raynor. You need a 5th base here. If you're playing Ling Bane, you need a 4th hatchery and either a macro hatchery or a 5th base up as quickly as possible, because these aren't going to finish for another minute and a bit. It's going to take a while till they're getting injected. He's only on 59 workers, though, so he doesn't even have the money to need more production than that. This is still a very handicapped position for both players. It's a weird kind of... It's a crawl. It's not one of those games where you just jumpstart your economy in a roaring from the early game onwards. It's a game where it's a much more slow build-up in terms of the economy because you've been throwing punches at each other. Units lost tab is in favor of Raynor. He's been a bit more efficient so far. 5th base on the left side should be going up sometime soon, but for now it's just non-stop Ling Bane production. Drones, Lings. 2 Ravagers are on the way as well. 3 tanks, 20 Marines. Banshees there. And we've got these Marines coming on forwards. Looks like he's going to start clearing up the creep. Now, does Byun want to play late game versus Reynor? Reynor's a beast, but he's not known for being the happiest to engage in late game. He likes mid game. He likes movement. He wants to run around. He wants to dance with you in the very tactical game. Lings and Ravagers, not necessarily the best against a big ball of Marines, but the Biles do make it a little hard. Does force the pickup on those Marines. The Ravagers going to secure that position for the Queens to come forward. Byun with a nice F2. The Banshee's like, wait, no, don't F2 in there. Going to at least force a few spores. Very cute. Does go back to the dead space for now. 4th Command Center is on the way on the low ground. Do we see a second factory as well? I mean, if you're going for the 4th Command Center, it seems like you want to play the longer game. I want to see 2-2 upgrades. I think we need a 6th gas. Yep, second factory. It's building a sensor tower, but that's slowing down 2-2, so I don't like that sensor tower. Oh, tries to focus the Banes, but 2 of them do connect. Byun getting pushed back. Reynor doing a great job of scrapping on the map, allowing these tumors to continue forward, and Byun once again finds creep tumors outside of his base. Now, it's a tiny map, so it doesn't take too long to push it back, but that is an oppressive position. This is what Reynor does to you. He spreads, just slowly, constantly eating up the map, making you feel the pressure like you have to do something, but you go out there on that creep, he's going to be ready to ambush you very fast. +2 bioweapons and armor are both started here. 3 more barracks are on the way. There's a tank up there, seeing these bloody creep tumors, trying to get right up in his face, aren't they? So I think we'll see a reactor over here. Actually, no, second factory. Okay, Byun's playing mass tank, which is going to be very good versus lurkers, but if Reynor plays like just a few Vipers and Ultras, he'll be really like in a great position on the tech. Double factory tank is best versus lurkers. Nowhere near as effective versus an Ultralisk based style. But on this map, you can afford to slow it down and play really slow. Banshee does end up getting F2 to its death. That's inevitable. It's always going to happen. Ooh, there we go. Nice lock on with the Cyclone. The Marines being annoying. Doesn't have enough medevacs to pick up all those units though, so he wants to play it cautious. Marines run in. He gets an Overlord and a couple Lings. Picks up, gets on out of there. Good trades for Byun. Remember, he was behind earlier in this game. Now he's tied up the units lost tab. They are within literally 3 minerals of each other, which is bloody amazing to see. Unfortunately for Byun, Reynor's growth is out of this world. He's on 92 workers. He was on 94. Not quite hitting his 104 Protoss favorite, but nonetheless a very high worker count. Ooh, a couple of Marines do get hit, but he actually saves a few of them, so not too bad. Anytime Banelings are only taking out 3 or 4 Marines, it's not very efficient for them. That drop. Oh! Whoa! Big attack! Oh my god, sorry, I didn't even catch that, guys. I was not expecting Reynor to attack while dealing with multi-prong. He just dives on the front with an abundance of Lingbane, and most of the tanks were on the left side. 5 tanks on the left. He wasn't covering the right. A huge mistake, and Burrowed Banelings going down. You cheeky little bugger, Reynor. Reynor might just focus on taking the left side first. I think we often see a problem with players on this map with trying to take this base, but then also trying to take these 2 bases. And you know what? Reynor realizes, hey, you're just going to turtle. I'm going to mine out your bases. He's already taking one of Byun's bases on the bottom right. And if he can just transfer workers to that fully, this is the big move that Reynor was missing for so long. So many players would try to turtle it out to late game against him. And I was like, dude, just take their bases. If they're sitting on 4 base, take an 8th base down here. Take this base here. Try to mine these out as early as possible so that there's no way the Terran can utilize them. And since he started doing that, I think it puts so much more pressure on the opponent. He should just grab all those workers, send them all down to the bottom right, and that will absolutely smash. Adrenal Glands is on the way. We've got 3 Vipers out. He's just playing Lingbane Ravager, guys, with the Vipers added in. He doesn't need anything else. He's like, dude, why would I don't need Lurker Tech. He's massing tanks. Lingbane beats tanks. If you just have enough Zerglings, they're great. Obviously, clumped up Banes don't do amazingly, but he's like, well, that's fine. I can get rid of the tanks with the Blinding Clouds, with the Abducts. The Lingbane will roll over everything else. That's all I need. The positioning is still very hard, though. Here we go. Abducts are going to come in. I like this. Oh, very good. Abducts a few of those tanks. Doesn't have max energy on all the Vipers. Oh, the Lings go into the meat grinder. 1 Marine blocking that tiny little access point, and all the Lings clumped up for maximum splash damage. Tanks are still sieged on the left side as well. He's going pure orbitals. This is a really interesting switch up for Byun. You might be like, hey, why are there no planetaries? The reason is he wants to lift to avoid Banelings being able to connect and get the kill. That's the entire thing. Ultra Caverns on the way now, as well as +3 Carapace and Adrenal Glands. Ravages on the right side. We've got that hatchery down there in the bottom right. He's finally taking the gases and transferring the drones. He took a minute extra to do it than I wanted, and he still isn't fully saturating the minerals. So, Raynor, I know you hear me casting you, and you're like, Pig, why are you always talking about unimportant things? Because you need to listen to me. What can I say, guys? Oh, the burrowed banelings finally landed. I don't know if they got that many. Let's. Oh, Shizzle Fizz. Sorry, guys. Apparently, this is not the right interface because this is a Wardi Cup. We just rewound 10 seconds. Accidental instant replay. Production value, guys. Definitely not taking you out of the moment. That's what we call production value. It was totally on purpose. 5 Marines did go down to that. I've been casting so many of the games from TSL. They use a special overlay where you can go Shift B to bring up a battle report. But apparently that just does a rewind on the normal replay system. Oh, blinding clouds on everything. Massling Bane. Oh my god. Oh, 17 SCVs do go down. The Banelings continue to roll forwards. The Bio, the Ghost pulling back. You can't say it's directly cost efficient, but it also doesn't need to be, does it? Not when you're killing 25 workers, not when you're picking off Liberators on the way out, and not when you've already mined so much more of the map. Remember, being up in workers like this, it's not about trading efficiently, it's about trading before they get all the pieces they need. Get in there before he gets a full wall off, before he gets a planetary in front, before he gets more tanks, before he's got ghosts and a bank and the ability to rebuild. Because you're going to burn out faster, you're going to mine out these bases faster as a Zerg, so you've got to overwhelm in the near future. And after that wave, look at the supply. I don't think Byun can recover from here. It's possible, it always is, but he needs to have an amazing wall. Now, on this right side, he's not putting as many units there because he's like, hey, that's mostly defended. Let's basically just leave 1 tank there. And let's have most of our tanks here in a central position where they're kind of covering the edges, but not fully. We're just making it really hard to actually break through our army. Maulings are burrowed on that base. They're going to unburrow. He's just going to leave a single one there. Still 1 Baneling there, ready to detonate. Remember, when they are stimmed, these are +3 Banelings. Marines, they're not yet. Okay, they will be +3 Banelings, at which point they will one-shot stimmed Marines. But not just yet. Ooh, Blinding Cloud on the Planetary. Here we go. Reynor's just going to bust through the Planetary. No Fs given. Just rolling over the top. Oh, Ling Bane coming in from all sides. Those Ultras derp out. 3 Ultras run along and just run the gauntlet of siege tanks. I mean, he gets a Planetary, but once again, cost inefficiency off the charts. That one was a much worse attack than the previous one. I think Reynor needs to make sure he doesn't burn himself out too quick. He's got to say, okay, yes, keep trading and try to keep him small, but this angle he should keep hitting because there's only 2 tanks that really cover the base. The other ones are a bit further back. And also deny this base. Also, maybe even mine that base out might be the play. Still not fully mining from the bottom right. Got to be a little critical of the fact that he hasn't pulled workers off these very safe bases in the back to do that. Also not fully mining that left side base, which might end up in jeopardy if this game goes long enough. Looks like the Lingbane Ravager came in, denying some of these buildings. Ravagers can actually be very annoying, continuing to pick off those over time. Mass Ling runs in, kills 2 tanks, runs away. That's what he's going to do, man. He's just going to keep doing that. And remember, this left side is not covered by anything right now. There's nothing covering that left side. Byun's so afraid of being broken. He doesn't want to risk putting units out there. If Lings keep running into this space, that will be huge. Reynor's +3 is almost here, as is his Overlord speed. He hasn't built a Nidus Worm just yet. I do like that he's using Ultras in this game. Forcing a heavy Ghost comp. Oh, the Lings! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh, that's what happens if there's no Marines and Ghosts there. Just trading a pack of Zerglings for 4 siege tanks. An amazing trade there. And he's going to hit the left side. Ducks come down and Blinding Clouds. Oh my lord. Holy Baneling. Holy Baneling. Oh my god. That is disgusting. He finds the mineral line. He's on top of some of the Ghosts. He gets a tank and 30 SCVs. He doesn't kill many Ghosts, but even more SCVs going down. Hungry Hippos. Those Ultralisks play that with the SCVs, picking them up, tossing them into their jaws and clamping shut. Byun just does not have the money to compete. That first couple of waves were way too efficient. Reynor's still mining out the bottom right and the top left. He's doing very, very well. The income tab itself should tell us a story, and that is a story of economic dominance. Up to a total of 3,500 resources a minute advantage at some points in this game. Now, obviously, that's mostly because his SCVs are running away, but even an average of about 1,200 resources a minute, that is a massive advantage. This is something Byun cannot stop the flow. The floodgates are open. Oh, man, there's so many Lings coming in. The Ghosts are cloaking, trying to hang on. But honestly, I mean, Reynor right now is a heavy-set Zerg with an absolutely astounding flow. And, I mean, Byun's not going to be able to stop that one. There's just no way, mate. It is, woof. He's going to be having cramps for days after this one, I'm telling you, man. He's going to be cranky, going to need to eat some chocolate, because this is rough. He did so well in the TVPs. He made Reynor look like a chump. Did really well in the early Terran vs. Zerg match as well. But Reynor just getting momentum from the start. Sometimes this is what you need to do. Just open up with a Zergling into Roachling aggression. Get out there, get momentum on the map. Take momentum from the start. Feel like you're the one who's going first, and you see how much more in his element Reynor is now. Really overwhelming, and it's not about, you know, trying to kill Reynor at any point now. It's all about survive. And yes, it's with a whimper, not a bang. That's what that voice is. Byun is not, he's not thumping his chest at this point. Reynor, no doubt, though, is rapping some Italian rap right now. He would say it's an absolute banger. We would say it kind of sounds terrible, but his energy's infectious nonetheless. I don't know what these ghosts are doing, man. I think they're looking for EMPs on the Vipers. I think that's what they were looking for. Okay, tries to float down the single burrowed Zergling, giving him the finger from underground. Says, nope, you can't land here. Yeah, I don't know, man. He can't really leave this one cliff. And his natural is such a weak area. Such a weak area. Double spy is going down. So Reynor's like, okay, I guess I'll swap to Broodlord Infestor if I have to. Like, I don't really want to, but if you're just going to sit there, like, I don't need to move out. I'm just going to wait for you to move into a compromised position, and then I'll jump on you. Reynor's bank is not as massive as we sometimes see, but he's been swarming over the top, so definitely trading inefficiently to get the damage done. Down about 10,000 resources and the units lost. Oh, here we go. He's going to go for it. Oh my god, the units on the right do nothing. Oh no, that is, yeah, that's not how you, ooh, ow, 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 ow. Byun, drop a snipe, bro. Sniping Banelings is actually super worth it, guys. You got a lot of ghost energy. Oh, I don't like these units being here. They have nowhere to run. The problem with here, he's going to have to run to the left, but if units come from the north, this is a very bad position for those guys to be, I think. Oh, Masslings again. Oh, no, no, no. The tanks on their own. Not good versus Zerglings. You need Marines in there. Marines or ghosts to guard them. Gets a bunch of tank snipes. Rolls in. Oh, okay. Rolls in, rolls out. Does the old Abe Simpson there. Does Raynor. Doesn't want to just throw his Banelings away. Army on the right. Rolling into the ghost. Watch out, Byun. He cloaks, but oh, he's already lost a few ghosts. Good stim. He's got to do a spready. He's trying to get back, but remember, all those tanks that are meant to be covering this area got taken out. And Raynor, I think he'll dive in on that side as well. Some snipes go down. A few Banelings fall. But this is so nasty. Look at the way he's in and out on all different sides. Raynor, and man, you know, growing up there in Italy, he knows a lot about those methods of finding just the way to surprise them. He's going to come in the hatchery in the bottom side. Ooh, okay, that gets sniped. Good denial for Byun, but oh no, he's surrounded. He doesn't have enough space in those medevacs. There's not space for everyone. It's a titanic situation as those Ultralisks come in on them. And a few of those units do hop in and get out, mostly the Ghost surviving, but a bunch of Marine Marauder going down, and he's just chipping away at him, shaving off these sections of Terran units. It's amazing the way Byun's picking at him right now. Or Reynor's picking at Byun, sorry. There's more. Oh, look at 9 burrowed Banelings, you absolute savage. Make it 10. Oh, he scans! Byun's like, what? What is this? Byun, oh man. There's that moment when you see something like that. You're like, whoa, I was expecting 1 or 2 Banelings, not 10 Banelings to be burrowed there. Reminiscent of, you know, I don't know if Byun's ever played against some of these jokers on the ladder, but I don't know if I've ever seen more than that one guy. I think it was Golden who burrowed 45 Banelings versus me one time. Luckily, an observer flew in right before I saw it. Don't know if we've ever seen more than like 10 in one army in a pro game, though. Not really a purpose to ever do that. Anyways, trying to secure this base. Byun is very low on minerals, but he's almost maxed on a very scary army. The Broodlord swap, though, makes things very complicated. He's trying to build Thors. He's going to need to build Vikings. His gas is very low. The Broodlord's getting really good damage, and there's still an army on that right side. There's a lot of Banelings. 41 Banelings. Ultras here trying to do it. The Broodlords are there. He's going to try an EMP drop. Combat EMP drop. Whoa! He does land it on 2 of the Infestors, but there's a split. One Infestor still standing in the back with Fungal. The Ling Bane Ultra is there ready. 3 tanks and 4 tanks across this area, plus the Thors that can be picked up. I like the idea of sending the Thors and pick off some units, pick up, pull back, but Parasitic Bomb will put an end to that pretty quickly. Ooh, snipe on the Infestor does go down. He lands a Fungal, but a couple of those Overseers getting sniped. The Ghost coming on in. Broodlords, though, do answer with a big volley on the Ghosts. Ultras, Banelings trying to roll in, but the Bio tank on the right side standing strong. Byun is up 35 army supply. He may be down in the bank massively, but that means that Reynor has to play slow, wear him down. He's got to play Sandpaper ZVT right now. He's got to get the Sandpaper out and just polish him off little by little. A certain scene from the Ali G movie pops to mind. No, not like that. Dirty-minded viewers. Anyways, Thor's tanks, Hellbats all hanging out there. The command center's trying to re-land. He needs to get these minerals, but he just can't secure that area. The way Reynor's both threatening to take this base, hitting the natural, and also chipping away at the top side. It's an amazing combo for him, and look at that. Lands a Fungal. Yes, he gets EMP'd, but he kills a Ghost, almost kills the second one as well. And that's really nice. The Infestor Broodlord is the composition that can actually be cost-efficient versus Terran. We saw a Dark versus Byun game where Dark famously threw Locusts from about a screen away. He was throwing them at his own creep trimmers. Oh, he's going for it! Parasitic Bomb and the Metavax Ultraling Bane rolls in. A few tanks actually die to Banelings, hilariously enough. The Ultra's struggling to get on top, but he actually kills a fair few Terran units. I don't know if it's cost efficient. Does it need to be? Heck no. Heck no, because he can instantly remax Ken Reynor, and he's trading in small bouts. It's not one big direct conflict, it's little bouts. He could also deny these bases, actually, if you wanted to. There's nothing up there. The Libs are going to come in for a bit of harass. Byun's going to go around the right side of the map, looking to deny Reynor's mining, but he's going to try and take the bottom right. Okay, so he's going to give up on the top side and move down there, realizing that if he moves any further to the left, his natural is way too compromised. Liberator's getting bullied by that one queen. Orbital lifts, it lands, it lifts again. Does need to get on out of there. We've got 12 Broodlords, 2 Infestors, 5 Queens, more Ultras, Lings, and Banes are building. Those are such mobile units. And you know Reynor's probably going to bring the Infestor Broodlord to the far right of the map and then attack the third and the natural. If you can clear all these depots out. Look, even now, Byun is not maxed out on potential depot supply. So the longer the game goes, he's going to have to replace depots, which means killing these depots, killing these command centers. It all adds up. It's all value added to the equation. And Reynor's showing some Serral-esque patience. After a very explosive mid to late game, he's like, okay, no, we're just going to grind you down. I've thrown games before when I was way ahead. I'm not going to do it today. He's adding a Viper in here. I say he's not going to do it today, but that is 51 Banelings, guys. If you get above 50 Banelings in one ball, that's what we call a Ragnarok of Banelings. Well, no, it's a Sew of Banelings. It only becomes a Ragnarok of Banelings if they all run in and hit nothing. If you lose 50 plus Banelings without a single connection on an enemy unit, that's a Ragnarok of Banelings. I love you, Ragnarok. Don't hate me for that. Ragnarok fans, I think he has some of the best build orders out there. He's just a little infamous for rolling Banelings into arcs of siege tanks and Widow Mines. What can I say? Broodlord's coming forward. The Infestors are there. The Lib's doing a good job of covering. They do not have Lib range. The Thors and the Ghosts trying to answer. Big Fungal! Big Fungal lands! Ooh! Oh, man. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Big Chungus would be proud. That is some big Fungals coming down. The Broodlord's launching those attacks from far away. Those Thors need to come forward. He needs to fight with the Thors. That's it. The Thors will smash those Broodlords. But, oh, my God. The Baneling flank! The Baneling flank! Oh, my God. Blinding clouds all over the Thors. The Banelings trying to find the Ghost. The Ultras coming in from behind. There are more Banelings than there are Terran units. Oh, my Lord. That is disgusting. Reynor just rolls in. The Ling rally coming in behind it. The Broods might be gone. But he says, I'll throw this army. I'll trade you my army for your everything. And then I'll build a new army and that'll finish the game. The Ultras and the Lings denying the base. Byun is on 3 SCVs versus 75 drones. There is still a 3,000 mineral a minute income. Trying to pick up and drop in the Lib zones. Absolutely adorable micro from Byun, letting those Libs kill the last of this army. He even dropped creep out of an Overlord there, literally doing a poo on Byun's base to try and block it. The Zergling burrows, sticks the middle finger up in the air, and does force that mule down. Byun's going to drop more mules here. He's got 6 orbitals, so he's got a decent mineral income, but using mules to repair does not feel good. This middle base on the left has been taken. This one's mostly mined out. Reynor never fully mined this base out, because remember I pointed out earlier, he never put the full complement of workers on there. If he did, it would have been mined out ages ago. But the Ling Ultra running in, finding the rally. Oh, man. The Lib Bio on the right can't protect the command center at the same time as killing that hatchery. Corruptors are coming in. He's built 12 Corruptors. A few of them die as they pop, but they will be able to overwhelm the Viking Lib. And look at that. He's trying to drop the Thors and the Marines in the Lib zone so that they kill the ground units. He's trying to do the hot pickups, but he's on a timer. The Corruptors are here. The Vipers are here. And Reynor will not be stopped. A dalliance with Protoss almost costing him this grand finals, but at the end of the day, he brings it back with that absolutely stellar Zerg versus Terran, gets the 4-3. Well played.